You're listening to Off Script with Tiffany. This is real talk, random thoughts, and no script. Thanks for listening. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Off Script with Tiffany, where I share my random thoughts. We have real talk, and it is all without a script. I literally have a few notes on a piece of paper. I am Tiffany, and I am glad to be back for another episode, y'all. It is episode 5 of our podcast. It's been a while. We're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. Y'all, it has been a while. It's been about 2 months since the last episode because honestly, life's been lifing, especially at work. And so today I said, you know what? Let's stop. Let's go ahead and just let's catch back up. Let's jump right back in. Let's give a life update. And let's get back to our 10 people. So before we jump into that, I just want to, for those who are new or just kind of finding me randomly, again, I am Tiffany. This is my podcast, and I started back in December of 2024 last year as just something that I just decided to jump in and do. I can be very impulsive. I think I have ADHD. And so I have wanted to do a podcast for years. I had ideas before. I tried it, but never really did anything with it. So one day I just decided I was no longer going to live in fear. I was just going to jump out there and do it and let the chips fall where they may. So that was in December. That was December 27th. I recorded and I think posted my first episode in that same day, if not the next day. And I was doing pretty solid with like kind of weekly episodes. And I just fell off. I'm just going to be completely 100% honest. I fell off. And yeah, so that's what happened. So our last episode was about, like I said, about 2 months ago. So it was in January. And we are back. So thank you for joining us. If you are a returning watcher, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing, for coming back, for giving me another chance, and joining this journey with me, because I am human. I am not perfect. And but I'm gonna keep going, and I'm really excited to be back and recording. And I've actually gotten a new phone since then, so I'm really excited about the quality of my videos. So I'm excited. So today's episode, we are going to do just kind of an update. We're going to talk about where have I been for the last 2 months. And then we are going to jump into my bingo card because I have been doing, instead of a vision board this year, I did a 2025 bingo. And I'm going to give you guys some updates on what's been going on. So it all kind of ties together. So today's just kind of a catch up update episode. All right. So where have I been for the last 2 months? So the last 2 months have been tough. Not gonna lie to you, have been tough, and it's all been work related. So for those who may or may not know, I do work in the school system as a school counselor. I've been doing this for 12 years. I absolutely love what I do. I love working with children. I love working and helping, problem solve with kids and all of that. But it has been a tough 2 months. This semester has been very rough for me professionally. So for those who may or may not know, spring semester, what usually happens in the school system is that you begin to think about the next year. So like transfers, if you're leaving the district, things like that. So the district that I work in, we start pretty early. We literally start like January with what we call letters of intent and like our transfer process. So in January, so I knew, backtrack a little bit, I knew coming into this school year that this year was it for me. I have been at my current school for 2 years. It's a middle school. I love the age group, but that school itself is not right for me. And I knew that coming into this year. And I knew that after this year, I wanted to explore other options. And so when the semester came, I knew it was time. So the intent letters came out, and on that intent letter, I put that I intend to transfer. I intend to go elsewhere. In addition to that, around the same time, the district sent out the actual form to transfer. So there's a window of time when you can actually transfer, and it's a very small window. Um, we get our contracts. We have 10 days to sign our contracts. And then after the contract window closes, then the transfer window opens, and you have about 3 weeks maybe for all of that. So we got our contracts. I signed it. That was fine. And then, because no matter what, even if you intend to transfer or not, you still get a contract no matter what. So got the contract. I signed it. And then the transfer window opened. So when that opens, essentially that paper is just telling other hiring principals that you are in good standing. So you're not under any like professional plan or anything, and that you're either certified or classified depending on your position. And your current boss or your current principal department head has to sign it. So I turned my paper in to my principal. Didn't have a conversation, didn't do anything. I literally put it on her desk for her to sign it, because you can't not sign it as long as I meet the criteria, as long as, as long as there was nothing keeping me from being able to transfer, principals have to sign the paper. Now, I will say that typically most people have conversations with their supervisors, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I did not. And just in full transparency, the reason I did it because I had the conversation last year, and I feel like things were not honest. So when I expressed, hey, this is where I'm thinking about going, I was told, oh, well, they don't actually have a position, but later came to find out that they did. So anyway, so kind of knowing that, I was a little more strategic this year and decided to kind of only deal with what I had to deal with, kind of on a need to know, kind of move in silence type of thing. Because I was forewarned by colleagues and former employees that when you try to leave, certain people make it difficult. So I was trying to circumvent all of that. So anyway, put the paper on her desk. And I guess to add, not add insult to injury, but I guess to also add to that, not only am I decided I wanted to leave, but my colleague and co-counselor decided she also is looking to transfer. So now you're losing both of your counselors in at the same time. Ooh, y'all. So yeah. So and she too did not actually put both of our papers on her desk. Because we couldn't find her and we were trying to have the conversation. She more so than me, but I was gonna hand it to her, but I couldn't find her. So I got tired of looking for her. Boom, put it on your desk because I want to go ahead and get this started. So anyway, so she signed the paper. Um and I will say that she already knew or had an inkling that I wanted to leave, because she was already talking about me to other people about me leaving before we got out for the holiday break in December. So this was not a surprise, at least for me, for her. Anyway, moving on. So once your paper gets signed, then you kind of start to put yourself out there and let other schools know, hey, I'm interested in transferring. If positions become available, I would love to interview, kind of talk more about it, whatever. Because while this is happening, like, nothing's really posted. It's very much kind of word of mouth, kind of, you got to know people like that. So I was reaching out to different schools in my district, along with outside of my district, as I was learning positions were becoming available. So this is in February. So what was it? Maybe mid-February, the week of like Valentine's Day, maybe around that time, I got a email from a school. It was like, hey, would love to interview you. Can you come in this day, this time? Yes. So kind of follow the timeline for me. So contracts come out in January. I've now put in for my transfer early January, like late January, early February. Now I'm having more responsibilities, more things thrown at me, very much more so micromanaged at work now that I am leaving, to the point where I have to like it, y'all. It got very micromanagey. It got very, okay, you've got to do boom, boom, all these things thrown at you on top of what I'm already doing. Me saying, hey, this is a lot. It's like, okay, so what? Being told I can no longer go to professional development opportunities unless they are required by the district. And if there are professional development opportunities, only one of us can go. Mind you, for the last year and a half, both of us have gone to PDs at the same time, been out at the same time. It's never been an issue, but now it seems to be an issue. So basically, us saying, hey, we want to transfer, we want to go elsewhere, has now put basically targets on our back, for lack of a better term. And so it's, again, micromanaged. You want to know what we're doing every second of every day. Things that hadn't happened before are starting to happen. So yeah, it's just, it got very bad. Again, additional task on top of things that are outside of our job description. Being put on us, and trying to manage it all with still trying to remain professional and still trying to get out of there, essentially. So it was a lot. It's been a lot. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. So got a call, got an email about a job opportunity, or an interview opportunity, I should say. Got an email from another school, another district, saying, hey, saw your email, saw your resume, looks amazing. Can you come interview? Got another call from another school in that other district. Hey, this looks great. You look amazing, like on paper. Can you come in for an interview? So I had 3 job interviews, and I booked them all on the same day. So I took a personal day, and I interviewed at all 3 schools in one day. So the first one was the in district job. So it would be simply a transfer. Went really well. They're all at high schools. So this would be something I've always kind of wanted to do. I've always wanted to go back to high school because that's where I interned and I loved it. And so first one went really well, went really great, really good vibe, really good energy. I am really big on asking questions at interviews. I have my questions. I do my research on each school. I tailor my questions. I have some like general questions that I ask all of schools, and then I have like specific to that school. So the interview went well. And then I went to the other district. So because the in district interview was that morning, I had the other 2 that afternoon. So then I went to school number 2. That one, it was okay. I thought I was going to like that one a little bit more than the third one, kind of based on what they said. But here's kind of a thing. If one place is kind of bad mouthing another place, it's like, that speaks more to that place than the other. But it was okay. But I didn't get the warm fuzzy vibes. I didn't get like a real welcoming vibe from them. So I was like, okay, all right. So then I went to the third school. I'm not gonna lie, the second school kind of put some things in my head about the third school, but could not be further from the truth. That third school was amazing. The staff was really great. Admin was like amazing. Had a really good conversation. It was like right at dismissal, but still like I felt important, and it was a really good vibe. Like you could tell the department got along really well. They collaborated. This was amazing. And so, yeah, so that was really good. So I felt really good after that interview. And I was like, oh wow, the second place, like, yeah, they said some not so nice things, but I was like, yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't kind of let that deter me. I kept an open mind. Before I got home from the third interview, they had already called 2 of my references. So, and one of them being my former AP, and she was like, girl, they loved you. Like, she was like, they're probably going to offer you this job. Like, not going to lie. And one thing they told me before that interview, the third interview, they were like, because every school knew I was interviewing at other schools that day, that I'd had 3 interviews. And so they were like, the third school was like, well, if you hear from the other schools before we like reach back out, can you let me know? That type of thing. I was like, absolutely. And so I ended up hearing back from the first school. They wanted to do like a follow up with the whole department because I had met with the head counselor and an administrator. And so they were like, hey, can we do like a interview meet and greet? She called it a meet and greet. Can you do a meet and greet with the whole team? I said, sure. And it had to be virtual because, again, y'all, I can't get out the building. So I can't get out the building. So I scheduled it virtually. And so when I sent my email I always send thank you emails after each interview. So after the first interview, I had like 2 hours. So I'd sent the thank you then. And then after the second two, when I got home, I reached out and, thanked everybody for their time and their energy and things like in their, information and everything. And so with the third interview, I made sure to be like, hey, just being transparent. School number 1 has already reached back out. I have a follow-up meeting with them next week. So then they were like, thank you for being transparent. That's that and the third. So then later, this is Wednesday. So maybe Thursday or Friday of that week, the third school 3 was like, hey, my principal wants to talk to you. Can we schedule a call like soon? I was like, yes. I think we scheduled it for like that Tuesday. I was like, hey, Tuesday I'm going to a PD. You can catch me before 8 or like after 11 or whatever. So they're like, we'll call you after 11. I was like, okay, great. So they called me and they were like, you're amazing. Basically, time I left the interview, they were like, you've got to hire this person. And they offered me the job. And I was super excited. I was so geeked up because honestly, I felt, I should say, that I was going to get at least one offer, if not two. And so like my support system, my partner, my sister, everybody's like, no, you're going to get these jobs. Like, it's happening. I was a little nervous. I'm not always the most confident in myself. But I know how I felt when I left these interviews. I felt really good after number 1. Like I said, number 2 was okay. And I felt really good after number 3 as well. So I knew it was kind of, for me, it was between 1 and 3. So job 3 offers me the job. They're like, I know you're meeting with school 1 tomorrow. He was like, I hope it doesn't go well, selfishly, that type of thing. And I was like, well, thank you so much. I will get back to you as soon as possible. So I meet with school 1, the team from school 1. And it was a good meet and greet. As a professionally, as a counselor or whatever, I think I'm really good about reading people and kind of getting vibes. And so I got vibes from people. I was like, okay, I like this. I just kind of, and it's interesting that I was like, I had my little notebook right there. Again, I had questions for them too. And I was like, kind of writing down first impressions of people and what people were saying, kind of like, okay, kind of initial thoughts. And so that was like maybe 30 minutes. And unfortunately, the head counselor couldn't make it because she was busy with something. So it was just me and the team, just talking, vibing, answering questions, talking about, oh yeah, I live here. Cool. We can, hang out after work. We can carpool, that type of thing. Just shooting the ish. And it was really good. So that was Wednesday. And then, so in my mind, again, I've already gotten one offer, kind of waiting to hear back from this other possible offer. And so I'm like, best case scenario is they say, no, we don't want you. And then I just take the job that's already offered me and then I'm good. Worst case scenario was they offer me the job and then I have to make a decision. And that is what happened. That's what happened, y'all. Oh my gosh. Mind you, I had already been thinking about this for a week. Like, okay, if this happens, what are you going to do? Like I made pros and cons. I had my sister pull out her tarot cards and was like, what are we going to do? The tarot cards are like, you're good either way. I'm flipping coins. I'm eeny, meeny, miny, mowing. Something told me that you're going to get multiple offers. You're going to have to pick. Because, of course, it would be too easy to just get one offer. We're going to give you 2. And that's exactly what happened. So on Thursday of that week, the next day, I got a call and they were like, hey, we want to offer you the job. I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I said, I'll be honest, another school's offered me the job. Give me a day. Give me 24 hours. I will call you back and let you know. I had to put myself on a deadline, y'all, because otherwise I would have agonized over this like forever. So ended up I took the next 24 hours, and I've learned, me myself personally, I am a talk to thinker. So there's two types of people. There's your think to talker, so people that kind of like internalize it, think about it before you speak. And then there's people like me who I've got to kind of say it out loud to process through. So I don't process in my head, I got to process out loud. Even if it's just to myself, I have to say it out loud or like process it with another person so I can, you know, make my decisions and have my thoughts or whatever. So ended up, it was Thursday. I'm at home. I'm talking to my boyfriend. I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, oh, this. Um, and then I made a decision. And I talked to my sister and I talked to my boyfriend because those two were like my two biggest thought partners. And they kind of really helped me through this process. Even like they didn't give their opinions too much. They just kind of let me talk about it. And they would ask like questions to kind of help me like dig deeper a little bit. So I made my decision. And so and so, um, I went ahead and emailed the out of district school, so the school 3, and told them, hey, thank you so much, but for these reasons, I've decided to accept another job offer. Like this, your school's amazing. You're doing great things. I hope our paths cross again, and I truly mean that. To the point where it made me sad to tell them thank you, but no thank you. And I will be honest, the biggest reason I decided to remain so I picked school 1 in my district is because of my daughter. She's going into her junior year next year. And to kind of stay on that same schedule with her, because I do know people who work in my district, but their kids go to the other district, and like holidays and things like breaks and stuff are a little bit different. And with my daughter going into her junior year, it's like this time is limited and it's only so much we have left. So that was kind of the biggest factor, despite everything else. And so even like their response, she was so sweet, so kind. So I was like, it legit kind of broke my heart. Like I was like, oh my God, like I know that's a great school, but I know where I'm going is a great school as well. So the next day I call school 1. She's like, all right, what's going on? What you got for me? That was what she said. She's like, what you got for me? And so I told her, hey, I'm coming over. Yeah. She was like, great. She was like, this was 24 hours and it wasn't a full 24 hours. It was like maybe 20. I called a little early once. I just want to go ahead and get it over with. And so yeah, so that was really exciting. So I'm excited to go to a new school, try something, do a new level. I've done elementary for 10 years, 2 years now at middle school, and now I'm headed to high school. So I'm really excited about that opportunity and that just that change. So that all happened. So y'all, this is over a span of like 2 weeks. So this is a lot. It was a lot emotionally, kind of toiling with the back and forth, because again, I started thinking the what ifs. I started doing the comparisons after the interviews, like that day. From then on, for the next week, I was going back and forth. People were asking, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? It was a lot, y'all. So it was emotionally taxing for me, on top of, again, still dealing with my current job and the things being piled on, and low key retaliating type things going on. It was a lot. So now I get an email a few days later. Hey, we're so excited you're joining us. Can you send your future principal the transfer form? Got it. It's right here. I had the paper at the interview. I was like, I can give it to you now. So I send him an email. It's like, hey, I'm really excited to be joining the team and, joining the family. Here's my form. Y'all, why did he write back? Received. I'm assuming you've spoken to current principal about this. So I before I responded, because I'm a truthful person, I was like, man, I gotta go find this lady and I'm gonna have this conversation. I was like, dang. All right, cool. So I go find them. They are in the office with the bookkeeper. I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? She's like, sure. I kept it really quick. I was under 5 minutes. I said, as I'm interested in transferring. I said, I've been on some interviews. I've received multiple job offers and I've decided to go here. She said, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I said, yeah. I was like, I felt like this was a really good time because the district has done some things, some really good things, positive things as far as counseling. And I felt this was really good because I have been wanting to go to high school. That was my reasoning. So that is my official reason. And so she was like, okay. And so then she asked me, if anybody knew. I said, well, my department knows. I've told them. And I think I might have told her. I told one other person. I had kind of told a couple people, but that's it. Not a lot of people knew. She's like, okay, well, do you mind if I share? Blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Do you? So anyway, so that happened. Child, why people was already talking about it. And it's funny because it's one of those things you never know who knows who. Because other teachers from the school I'm going to had reached out and was like, hey, like this person interviewed or whatever, like what's her deal? Y'all, if you've never worked in a school, it's like high school. You like, oh, what's up with this person? People talk. And so, and even at at the third school that I was also offered to, people had reached out to people at my school that work at that school and like, hey, this person interviewed, they're from here. What do you know about them? Like, what's her deal? Is she good people? Like, because people want to know, they want to know. So, and everybody, like, people kind of come up to me like, hey, this person reached out to me asking about you. I said really good things about you. So, and it was people that I don't interact with all the time. Like we're not, I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're cordial and things like that. And so for me, it felt really good knowing that I at least do good things like professionally where people could be like, oh no, she's a really good counselor, this, that, and the third. The kids really like her. And they were able to speak highly of me versus like having that bad reputation or something. So I really do treasure, how I'm seen professionally. So that made me feel good that people that like I don't have, like, it's not like these are my besties or anything, but these people, hey, I see you in the hallway, or like you can speak to my work without like knowing me, if that makes sense. But anyway, so people were already starting to talk, but it's fine. So that happened. So told her, and then I then I responded back to the email to new principal, was like, yes, we've had the discussion. She is aware that I'm seeking transfer. I'm trying to go to high school, this, that, and the third. Kept it at that. And then that's it. So that was the last communication, right? So then I'm like, it's a little too quiet. So then, y'all, I'm naturally an overthinker. So I'm starting to like think like, okay, is something going on? Have people change their mind? Like started to freak out. I'm like, oh my God, like they're gonna change their mind. They're not gonna like me. Like, they're gonna say no. Like, can they change their mind? If they do change their mind, are they gonna tell me they changed their mind? Like, oh my gosh. So I'm like to the point where my AP is like, girl, if they decided not to take you, yes, they would tell you. Y'all, it was bad. So she was like, if they change their minds, they would let you know. Like that was how bad it was. So it was definitely like, I was like, I was not I was definitely freaking out. So the next week we had a PD, a professional development, and I saw the head counselor. So my future head counselor was like, hey girl. I was like, come step into my office because I still needed reassurance. And I was like, you only changed your mind, have you? She was like, girl, no. I did find out that my current principal, after I told her I was leaving, I'd accepted a position, she reached out to my future principal and basically shared how she was feeling, that no one Sorry, y'all. This it's like I see the hair, but I cannot get it. Okay, I think I got it. Whew. That she basically felt some type of way that no one reached out to her when it came to me. She basically emailed my new people and was like, why you didn't ask me about her, or why didn't you reach out to anybody over here about her? Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah. She felt a way that no one told her or involved her or consulted with her about what they're doing at their school or who they choose to hire. Yeah. And actually, what happened that I found out as well is that the assistant principal did call over to my school, but the call was never returned nor answered. They called one of the other admin. It's like a courtesy. Again, you're asking like, hey, I know this person over there. I'll reach out and kind of ask about them. That call was made. That call was not answered, nor was it returned. So, yeah, yep. So, anyway, so yes, so that happened. Y'all, look at this lady. I'm still trying to be professional. It's been a journey. So that happened. So now we are. Actually, I'm just waiting on my final email from HR to be like, hey, officially, boom. Because she cannot like hire my replacement until like I'm officially over. It's like moving pieces. So it's like a puzzle. So she can't replace my piece until my piece is actually officially moved over. So yay me. So I am basically um riding it out. I am trying to um just, continue to put my best foot forward professionally, leave on a high note. I coordinated my last big event a couple weeks ago, like what, last week? Last week. So that went really well. And so my big things for the year are actually done. We actually are getting ready for spring break in about a week. I am so excited for that. I'm so excited. I'm so tired, y'all. It's crazy. So spring break will be, we have one more week before spring break, and then we go into testing season, and then we kind of end the year. So we have about 8 weeks left of the school year, and then I will begin my transition out of there. I will be packing up. I will be closing out things. I will be, I'm gonna throw me a going away party with my favorite kiddos and stuff like that, and my favorite, coworkers and things. I know we'll do some type of end of the year get together type of situation. So I am excited. I am relieved, honestly. These last 2 years have been tough professionally. Um, yeah. So I am looking forward to ending this chapter on a positive note and starting a new chapter um, at the high school. So that is my long way of telling you all of that. On top of just mommyhood and trying to stay in the gym and do all those things are the reason why we haven't been here for the last 2 months. Y'all, again, it's been a lot, and I've never been this like stressed and burned out from work. So that is why I'm happy to be back here, because coming back here kind of shows myself, like, hey, we're getting back into the swing of things. We can do this. Building this platform while still working. So it's like, I think the toughest part is over. I think it should be smooth sailing moving forward. So that's all that for that. All right. So yes, that is that. So with all of that, that was a very long catch up. Sorry, y'all know if y'all are here, y'all know I'm long winded, so I'm gonna talk, honey. But anyway, so now let's catch up on my bingo card. So, like I said earlier, I did not do a vision board this year. I'd seen on TikTok at the end of last year, instead of doing a vision board, to just create like a bingo card, kind of gamifying your goals for the year. So I created a 5x5 card. So I have 24 things plus a free space of what I want to accomplish this year. And I'm actually looking at it on my screen. So just to kind of review, so my bingo card is I want to launch a coaching business. I want to engage in monthly mother-daughter outings, take a solo trip, learn to swim, take a new fitness class, raise my credit score by 100 points, get a new job, get a new phone, host a webinar, visit a new city, engage in monthly self-care days, earn some sort of certification. Then I have my free space, plan a girls' night, run the Peachtree Road Race, create a digital product, take a sister trip, gain 10 new coaching clients, try 4 new restaurants, volunteer somewhere, save $5,000, attend a concert, take a vacation, gain body confidence, and go to Chateau Alon. So those are my goals for 2025. And again, I do have that free space as well. So far, I have taken a vacation. We went on a trip for my birthday, which was in St. Augustine, Florida, which was a new city. So that was kind of a twofer. I've created a few digital products now. Actually, I've created an ebook, and I've created like digital worksheets and things like that I put on my Gumroad and on my coaching website. I'll post a link in the description if you're interested in that. And now we can add new job to the bingo card. We have gotten a new job for next school year. So I have got a new job, so we can kind of check that off as well, and got a new phone because I am now upgraded 2 weeks ago to the iPhone 16. So I have accomplished, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things on my bingo card. I have some things coming up, so I'll soon be able to attend a concert because I will be going to see Beyonce in May in Chicago. And this upcoming Tuesday, April 1st, I'm hosting a parent webinar on time management and organization skills for how to support your students with organization and time management. So I'm really excited about that. So those are kind of my upcoming bingos. And I'm trying to get this girls' night planned, but honestly, I'll soon be auditioning for new friends because my friends are tripping. So those are kind of the big things right there. I would say I'm still working on the body confidence. I have my good days and bad days. And I think the next thing I might want to shoot for, if not, I probably want to do like a solo trip. I probably will go somewhere for like the day or something. But so I have a few things coming up that will get crossed off my bingo card. So I'm really, really excited. Despite the stress of the last 2 months, things are going really, really well for me. I feel like I'm growing on social media. I am enjoying creating content. If you follow me on TikTok, I really don't have a niche. I just kind of post different things. So I'm just kind of working on being more consistent across the board, whether it's with my business or with, here with this podcast or even with my social media platforms, because these are things I've always said I wanted to do. And I gotta get out of my own way. So me just doing this helps me with that. So I'm really excited for what's coming up. Like I said, work wise, it's still in the busy season, but it'll start to taper off pretty soon. Like I said, I'm going to continue to really focus on my coaching business. So if you don't know, or if you're interested, I do executive function coaching for teens and young adults. My business is called Amity Coaching and Consulting. Amity just means like friendship, because I initially wanted to be like a friendship or social skills coach, but I kind of shifted a little bit. So we work primarily with teens and young adults on executive functioning and ADHD coaching. And so I'm really like starting to put myself out there more with that, because again, my goal is to get 10 clients this year, along with doing webinars, posting resources and things like that. And you know, it's rewarding. It's kind of been slow, but again, I'm scared, but I still have to put it out there either way. So that is me. That's what I'm doing. So my first webinar is actually Tuesday. So I'm really excited about that. So I'll put the link in the description if you want to join. But that is it, y'all. That is episode 5. Like I said, today was a catch-up day. So that's where I've been. That's kind of what I've been up to. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate the love and support. If you have any questions, if you want any comments, please leave them in the comment section and I'll reply. If you are not subscribed, get subscribed, like, comment, do all the things. Thank you for joining me, and we will catch you on the next episode of Off Scripted with Tiffany, where I share my random thoughts. We have a real talk without a script. Bye. This has been Off Script with Tiffany, where I share my random thoughts, have real talk with no script. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time.